Takes her first steps at this year.
Coco Gauff has officially announced herself on the Australian Open stage. Coco absolutely dismantled Kamilla Rakhimova dominantly, taking her out in straight sets and moving on to the next round. And just like that, she silenced every hater hoping her Aussie Open run would end early. Coco came out swinging, commanding every aspect of her game from the first point. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement, a clear declaration that Coco Gauff is here to compete at the highest level, and she's not backing down from anyone. The way she strode onto the court, the way she carried herself through the match, you could see that steely determination in her eyes. This young champion came prepared, came ready, and delivered exactly when it mattered most. The dominance she showed over Rakhimova was nothing short of breathtaking. From the very first game, it was obvious Coco was locked in mentally and physically. She didn't give her opponent a single moment to breathe. No momentum shifts, no conservative play, every point mattered. Every rally was fought with insane intensity, and every game reminded us why Coco Gauff is one of the brightest stars in women's tennis today. The scoreboard tells part of the story, but what really stood out was how effortlessly she won. This wasn't a grind, this wasn't a struggle, this was complete, total control from start to finish. Even more impressive, how Coco handled the pressure and expectations heading into this tournament. So much talk, so much speculation, so much noise, but she tuned it all out and focused solely on her tennis. And wow, did she deliver some jaw-dropping tennis. The Australian Open has always been special, and Coco stepping up like this in her opening match proves she's ready for whatever comes next. This is the Coco Gauff we've been waiting for, the player who can dominate the biggest stages in tennis. Now let's break down what made this performance so insane. Let's dive into the parts of Coco's game that truly shone in this match. Coco Gauff was insanely mobile, using her agility with ferocious intensity throughout this match. Coco was running wild across the court, refusing to let a single ball drop, and some of her shots were near impossible conversions, earning multiple standing ovations from the crowd and her own team. The level of athleticism on display was absolutely mind-blowing. We're talking about retrieving shots that 99% of players would have simply given up on. We're talking about flipping defensive positions into offensive opportunities in the blink of an eye. We're talking about court coverage that seems to defy the laws of physics. Watching Coco move across the court was like seeing a gazelle in full flight. Her footwork was precise, her positioning flawless, and her ability to change direction at full speed was extraordinary. There were rallies where Rakhimova hit what should have been winners, shots no human could reach, but Coco got there. Not only did she reach them, but she returned them with authority, immediately putting Rakhimova on the defensive with her counterpunching. This is the type of court coverage that wins Grand Slams. This is the kind of defensive skill that breaks opponents' spirits. What really grabbed everyone's attention were those impossible saves. Those rallies where Coco was stretched to her absolute limits, yet still kept the ball in play and hit quality shots under immense pressure. The crowd was on its feet multiple times, cheering her determination, effort, and refusal to give up on any point. Her team in the players' box was equally stunned, jumping out of their seats to celebrate these incredible feats of skill and athleticism. These are the rallies that get replayed endlessly, the points that end up in highlight reels for years to come. And now people finally get what Ons Jabeur meant when he called Coco an octopus, because she literally can reach every shot. That comparison makes perfect sense when watching her in action. It's like she has arms stretching in every direction, covering angles no one thought possible. Jabeur, who's faced Coco multiple times and knows her game inside out, couldn't have picked a better metaphor. An octopus adapts, reaches, and dominates its space, and that's exactly what Coco does on the court. She controls the court, dictates the pace, and makes her opponents feel like there's nowhere to hit a ball that she can't retrieve.
As I say, she's an octopus, she doesn't gets every ball, she's always there, she doesn't give up. Big serve, sometimes it's a bit annoying when someone is serving well. She can go anywhere to get any ball, and
This octopus-like ability is what separates the good players from the great ones. Anyone can hit a solid forehand or backhand, but not everyone can cover the court like Coco does. Not everyone has that rare mix of speed, anticipation, and reach that turns them into an absolute nightmare for opponents. Rakhimova felt this firsthand in their matchup. Every time she thought she had a winner, Coco was already there. Every time she tried to exploit an opening, Coco shut it down. That's the mark of a true champion, someone who makes every point a battle. But it wasn't just about defense and court coverage. Let's talk about another part of Coco's game that's been under the microscope recently. There was a lot of chatter around Coco's serve, and she made it clear she's improved, racking up several points off her own serve. The serve has always been debated, sometimes criticized over her career. People questioned if it was strong enough to compete for the biggest titles, if she could rely on it under pressure, and if opponents could exploit it. Well, this match gave us the answers, and they weren't the ones the doubters wanted. Coco's serve in this match was a straight-up weapon. She was hitting her targets, generating solid pace, and most importantly, racking up free points. There were games where she held serve in love. There were service games where Rakhimova barely touched the ball. This is the kind of serving that takes pressure off the rest of your game. This is the kind of serve that lets you attack in return games because you trust your own service. The improvement is real. The work she's put in with her team is paying off, and it showed here. What this proves is that Coco is committed to constant growth. She's not satisfied with where she is, she's willing to work on areas that need development. The serve was a target area, and she fixed it. That's a champion's mentality. That's the mindset that leads to long-term success at the highest level. Now, let's address all the background noise, all the haters predicting Coco's early exit before the tournament even began. Coco had other plans. The negativity surrounding her going into this tournament was wild. People were writing her off before she'd even hit a ball, predicting early losses, questioning if she belonged among the elite. Some of that criticism was genuine analysis, but a lot of it purely people wanting to see her fail, wanting to prove themselves right. But Coco doesn't play for the haters.
Coco Gauff doesn't compete to prove doubters wrong. She plays because she loves the game, because she wants to win championships. And that's exactly the mindset she brought into this tournament. Yes, she's lost a few first-round matches in her career, but right now her focus is crystal clear. She wants to win it all. She isn't weighed down by pressure, and she won't see problems unless she truly falls short. That's a bold statement, and that level of confidence is exactly what carries a player through 7 grueling matches at a Grand Slam. She doesn't run from her past results. She doesn't make excuses for early exits. She acknowledges them, learns from them, and moves forward. That's maturity. That's growth. That's exactly what you want to see from a young star learning to navigate the pressures of professional tennis. Every champion has losses they'd rather forget. Every great player has faced disappointment. But what separates the good from the elite is how they respond. Coco has responded by setting her sights on the ultimate prize. She isn't here just to make a respectable showing. She isn't here just to reach the second week. She's here to win the entire tournament. That level of ambition, that level of self-belief is what drives champions. And by stating it so clearly, she's putting herself in the perfect mental space to achieve it. Coco has made it clear she will only be satisfied if she lifts the trophy. But even if she doesn't, it won't be because of the haters, and she'll still be proud of her effort. That's perhaps the most important lesson here. Success isn't defined by what others think. It's defined by the effort you put in, the commitment you show, and the pride you take in your performance. Coco understands that at a deep level. If she wins the Australian Open, it will be an incredible achievement, a career-defining moment, and proof of all the work she's put in. But if she falls short, it won't be because she listened to negativity, it won't be because haters got in her head, and it won't be because she didn't give everything. That perspective allows an athlete to perform freely, without the weight of external expectations crushing them. The pride she talks about isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. It's knowing that regardless of results, showing up, working on your craft, competing with integrity and passion, all of that has value. Sure, the scoreboard matters, the trophies matter, but so does the journey, so does the growth, so does the person you become along the way. This win over Rakhimova is just the start of what could be an incredible Australian Open for Coco. She's playing with confidence, she's playing with freedom, she's playing some of the best tennis of her young career. The haters have been silenced, at least for now, and Coco has made her intentions crystal clear. She's here to compete, she's here to win, and nothing and no one is going to stand in her way. The Australian Open just got way more exciting, and Coco Gauff is right at the center of it all. This is her moment, this is her time, and judging by that first-round performance, she's ready to seize it with both hands.